Hey there. Been so long since I made a boxing video. Sorry about that. Been so long. Yeah, I watched the Moses Itauma Jermaine Franklin fight live last night, and I also watched the Fundora Thurman fight today. Wow. Yeah. Well, the first one was hardly a fight. It was just a young guy, young knockout artist, kind of having an easy time with a guy who was never a knockout artist, nor will he be, and who came out, looking in bad shape. Franklin, he was really bad shape, in a terrible shape. Everything was hanging on his body, so you couldn't expect much from a guy in that shape. And for someone who never was a puncher, also, that was always going to be a problem, obviously. Yeah, so impressive once again, yeah, impressive, but Itauma has yet to be really tested. Still, the thing, the thing remains, the question still remains unanswered. Can he really do this against top level guys who are not in bad shape or washed up or anything? I mean, Franklin, he did well against a fat and over the hill Dillian White. Sure, he won that fight. Should have won it. That was a big robbery. That was a bullshit decision. That Eddie Hearn fixed it, of course. We all know that. But he got knocked out by Joshua, and after that, he was never the same. Franklin, was he not? I think so. Moses Itoma has abilities other than power. He can really throw punches well. I really love the way he lands those throws a lot of punches, which is important. I hate these guys who have the one punch power, but like they just wait for the one perfect punch. That's bullshit, man. You don't do that really. It's not an audience friendly style. So yeah, Moses really got those abilities and intangibles, whatever you call them. Now he's most likely gonna fight either the winner of Worley versus Dubois, or there has been speculation maybe he'll fight Usyk himself, but right now it doesn't seem far fetched right now. And Usyk being at the end of his career, he doesn't want to risk it against a puncher like that. Getting knocked out in his last fight, and having to retire like that. No, I don't think so. But it would be very interesting, a very interesting fight there, definitely. Yeah, Itoma, I like that he's not like a big, like really, beefy, like very muscular guy. Instead, he just, he's in good shape, he's in decent shape. He's big, strong enough, definitely. I hate those really, like, don't get me wrong, but Anthony Joshua was a beefcake, and in the end, that's why, probably why he didn't reach the heights he could have, maybe, I don't know, could have reached, but he was too preoccupied of looking like a superhero, and Black Hercules, whatever you want, but you want to call it. But Itoma, he just focuses on staying sharp, and that's all, being in good shape, yeah, but not looking like a monster, like a Hercules or something like that. No, so he just must stay humble and not get too cocky like Dubois, for instance, got after knocking out Joshua. Yeah, so Yeah, that was about that fight. Fifth round, what an uppercut, perfect uppercut. Have that. And then he got in one more shot before Franklin went down. It was like a grazing shot. It didn't even connect really, but Franklin was going down anyway. Yeah. And then, yeah, before that, there were a couple of fights. Hutchinson, he beat Ezra Taylor, which was pretty boring fight, I must admit. At first, it had some good exchanges, but then, yeah, too boring. Hutchinson was content to just outbox, Taylor, and he has more experience, he has better skills, and overall, so he won that fight. But the big problem for Willie Hutchinson is he doesn't have serious power. So in light heavyweight, that already it's becoming like very kind of important to be able to punch. At middleweight, not as much. At welterweight, not at all almost. And further down you go, it's less important to be able to really punch hard. But above like 160, yeah, especially above 168, yeah. Then we are talking like if you cannot punch, you're gonna struggle, to win sometimes, and you're gonna be out, in the deep end against a guy who can punch, So yeah, so Willie won, and then we had a little better fight, but still not as great, not great, where. Guy Heaney, he lost against Warburton, yeah, a young guy from Wales. Kind of close fight. Anyway, that's all about the British card, and now we go over to the USA card. Yeah, Keith Thurman, he got humbled last night. Oh boy, did he get humbled! But he needed it, He thought he would just come back at 37 and just knock out a guy like Fundora, who was in his prime and so much taller. But not just that, Fundora actually does have good punching accuracy. He connects well. He got a good connect percentage. He throws a lot of punches. He's got, of course, that freakish reach and height. Mr. Octopus, Mr. Fantastic, whatever you want to call him. So yeah, that's Fundora. And I cannot believe that Thurman actually complained about the stoppage. I mean, he was getting pummeled badly. You saw his face, what it looked like. I mean, gross, pretty gross. So no way was he ever gonna turn the fight around. He was just getting beat up badly. So now, Fundora can go on and fight. There are a few choices, I guess. The guy that knocked out Tim Tzu, hang on, his name is of course Bakram Murtazawi. He fought earlier this year, yeah, and but he lost, yeah, to Josh Kelly. That's right. What a fight! And Josh Kelly, yeah, he can fight someone like Fedor. He's got the IBF title now. He's also, I mean, everybody's gonna be a lot shorter, than Fundora here. Like, he's 5'10", so yeah. And what's his name? Thurman was kind of around 5'10", a little under, I think. So there was like 20 centimeters difference. Yeah, there's Virgil Ortiz Jr., of course, a major, major name here, and Israel Madrimov also, and Jaron Ennis, of course, still unbeaten at 35 and 0, baby. And yeah, but like I think Ortiz Jr. and Ennis would be the prime choices, and Xander Zayas also, yeah, maybe for Fundora. And when it comes to Madrimov, I don't think he's gonna take it. He's too short. He's kind of the same height as Tim Tzu, 5'8" and a half, and he's a great boxer, but You gotta be more than that, to beat the guy like Fundora. I mean, you gotta be a beast yourself. You gotta be a puncher too, like it doesn't, because the boxing style won't do much, against a freak of nature, like Fundora. So someone like John Ennis, yeah, I can see him maybe, yeah, having a chance. And even, I don't know about Virgil Ortiz, yeah, maybe. But I thought that Virgil Ortiz Jr. kind of got a gift against Sergey Bohachuk. So, but anyway, now Ennis has just entered the division. He had only one fight, which didn't last long, against some unknown guy, from Portugal or Angola. And that doesn't say much. So anyway, we'll see. But what a performance by Fundora, yeah. Way to go, man. He's now 28 years old. He's got his future ahead of him, and in his prime now, of course. So yeah, he better get the biggest fight done by the time he's like 33 or something. That's around the time you start to lose your. Well, most boxers 33, 34, the end of prime years, definitely. For some, even a little earlier sometimes. That depends, 30, 31 maybe. But I think he'll go longer than that before he loses his prime, probably. So yeah, that'll be it for now, right? Looking forward to do another boxing prediction. Okay, it's been a while. I've been really tied up. Some problems at home, I'm afraid. But it's getting better now, and now I feel more up to it. All right, take it easy, take care, my boxing friends. Bye.